Hi YouTube, it's Tracy from Queen of the Board, and at last Vantage has arrived. Open world exploration, cooperative, 1 to 6 players, not a campaign game. So you get to go out and just explore this world. There are missions if you choose to accept them. And there's just so much to go out and see. This is a game I could absolutely get lost in for sure after my first couple of plays. So if you would like to see a little peek into the world, and yes, there will be, I guess, some spoilers, but these are 1 in 1,000 of possible things that could happen. So you're not risking too much, I don't think. It's up to you if you want to have a look. Come and join me. Okay folks, let's get started. At the beginning of every game, we start on our ship receiving a signal from the traveler. And so this walks you through a very simple setup. First thing is that my challenge dice pool is 8 dice plus 2, which as I'm playing solo, that means I've got 10 challenge dice. I gain a different skill and the matching character card. So today you can see right here, this is the character that I will be playing. As I rolled and received the help skill, so I have Ira the medic, and when placed I get to put 2 of these boost tokens onto his card. They recommend to play at the daring level of 4 when you first get started. So here is my time, health and morale markers on 4. The first player, which of course solo, so it's me, gain 2 skills at random. So we'll roll for that. And I get a blue and a purple, which is a move and a look. So I grab those 2 skills and then check over here. 1583 is my starting mission. The mission is to amass a priceless collection. So that goes onto the mission board. I don't have a destiny yet, hopefully we'll find one. Then we move to location 1 on the back of the Book of Secrets. Note, please don't open any of the books unless the game instructs you to. Here's our Book of Secrets, and on the back we have location 1. The ship is malfunctioning. Next, each player once again randomly takes a different skill, so we'll roll again. And I find a yellow take skill. So we gain that over here. And that means I start with location number 6. Here is location 6. Your escape pod seals tight, ejecting towards the planet in a completely different direction from the others. Gain 2 random skills and crash onto the matching location. You may re-roll pairs to get an easier location. Let's see what we find. Yellow and blue take and move. Yellow and blue is 153. And here is our starting location, a deserted island. The game comes with these little dividers, and so as I'm playing, I'm actually pulling cards from in here, and so I get to pop in this to the space I'm taking cards from so that I'm able to find and pop them back in really easy as I'm playing. So on my turn, I get 3 choices. I can take a location action, and those are listed on the cards right here next to the skills. I can take a card action. So for example, my character has master, buy, and equip. Or my mission up here has pivot, research, plead, or hone. So those are card actions. And the final thing I can choose to do is depart. So I could go off in one of these directions here. You'll notice, by the way, that there are numbers and stars. I'll explain how that works when we come to it. A key rule in Vantage is that most of the time you can only take a single action at a location unless the game tells you otherwise. So even if I were to return later, I can only choose to do one of these things. So on a deserted island, a gleaming yellow amulet rotates slowly in mid-air. Do I want to sneak around? Do I want to prepare? Do I want to sink, honor, extract, or raid? Well, I think it would be kind of great to honor the amulet. I have no idea what will happen. Let's find out. Honor is a green help skill, so I grab the help storybook and look for number 153. I'm not going to show you what's in the book, but effectively it shows you a cost and then a result. You're always going to pass, but it depends on how much challenge it was to how much health or morale or time any task might take. So 153, the cost is 1 to honor the sanctity of the amulet. At this point, I can choose to use one of my skill tokens to reduce the cost, but in fact, I'm going to pay it. I'm going to choose 1 challenge dice for a cost of 1 and roll. And that is actually an amazing result because it means there's no penalty and it's just going to go into the challenge dice penalty box up here. Let's hear the result. It's clear to you that this is a sacred place, not to mention one that is probably well guarded. You bow deeply toward the amulet and step away. As you do, the 6 large birds nearby swoop down and land in your path, returning your bow in unison. One of them plucks a flower and drops it at your feet. Gain Flora 1078 and 1 morale. Ooh, I think we did the right thing. So I gain 1 morale and we find card 1078. Here is the flora that we've been given by the birds. So when you gain these vertical cards, you can place them in a 3x3 grid around your character for use. The composition of the card is shown with the symbol here. It's a leafy card. And if I perform actions in the future, that will actually produce boosts for me, which will go onto this card. Right now, I could do a craft or a consume action with the die rows. However, if I wait, if I can get those 3 boosts onto this card, then I may be able to brew, gaining another item that replaces the card and is likely more powerful. It's worth 6 as well, but the game will let us know how we can use that later. My turn again, of course. Now, I can't do another location action. I could do a card action, but I think instead we're going to depart. I'm on a deserted island. I don't have a lot of information. If I go east or west, I have numbers. So I know that that's a movement cost of 1. The stars could be anything. I would be curious to get a little bit closer though, so I think we gamble, which means I'm going to take the Depart storybook and look up number 153 to go north. Make sure that you're checking the right number in the book, so we're looking at 153 north, which is a cost of 4 to swim north to the shoreline. Cost of 4, that's quite a lot. So I am going to spend 1 skill token to bring it down to a 3 and roll those dice. These 2 symbols mean they actually come back to the dice pool. They're called setbacks. And so this one is going to cost me 1 morale. So we go back down to a 4. The amulet dominates your thoughts as you swim. Go to location 158. And we find location 158. Standing so still that you almost miss them is a sentient hunched on the shore, staring at the water's edge. And I can also see what looks like a ruin or something. I can see this observe action. So I think for this location, I want to observe first. It's the look storybook. 158x cost, observe the sentient. So that means I can decide how much effort I'm willing to put into this. And the more effort, usually the better the result. So I think I will spend my 1 skill token and let's do an effort of 4. Let's do 4, let's go wild. So I'll use that one up and I'm going to be rolling 3 dice. I'll accept that one. So there's 1. This one comes back and I lose 1 health. Except I'm actually going to place this on my card instead, meaning I get to keep hold of that health. We'll just store that dice right there because there's a heart symbol here on the card. The sentient is distractedly drawing diagrams of a vehicle in the sand. As you watch them, you find yourself fixating on the ruin on the rock. Each player, including you, on a location with any ruin, gains 1 boost. So we gain a boost onto our character card. Then you roll X skill dice, X for us was 4, and gain all results matching the rune on this location. So X was equal to 4, and we got 1 matching the rune, so that comes back to us. Also gain quest 1706. So this is a quest to find the hidden runes. And so I'm going to put it into my supply over here. I get to place out 1 token, any row in the matching column. So I'll gain the indicated bonus of either a skill for the verticals or time, morale, or health if I fill horizontally. If I fill the whole card up, I actually get to put this into my grid, and that will give me a free space for a dice, which would be pretty cool. So really happy to find that early on as we're exploring. Now, it didn't tell me to continue, so that's the end of my time on that location. But next, I think I might want to perform a card action. I'm going to have a look at the equip action, as I am a medic. So we go 1438 is my card number. It's the green book. It's a cost of 4 to equip your first aid kit, and I can only do this once per game. I am going to spend 1 skill token to reduce this down to 3 dice. Fantastic. So this one goes into the penalty box. These 2 come home, no cost. The first aid kit contains everything you need to survive on an alien planet. Gain item 1302. Here is my first aid kit. So I'm going to pop that to the left. That opens up 3 new spots for dice. Fantastic. There's no when placed effect. It's worth 2 coins, and there's a little plus symbol here, which means I can store 2 cards outside of my grid as well, which could be helpful later on when I have more things. Time to depart, and this time I'm going to go east to 159, so that will cost me 1. We'll just roll and see what happens. And it did cost me a time. We move to 159. Here is location 159. On the back of all of the books, by the way, there's a very handy player guide which covers everything. The rules to this game, I think, are very straightforward, and they've done a beautiful job laying it all out for you. So I can see here there's a symbol, and checking, I can see it is a fire composition. There are 2 sentients moving methodically through a steady stream of lava cascading from the volcano. They don't seem to notice you. I'm quite a helpful character, and I'm going to get some bonuses for help actions. So this time I'm going to choose the assist. So it's card 159 in the green book. 159, cost of 2 to assist the sentients with their task. Rolling 2 dice. We have a nothing and a lose a health. But I think we're actually going to place both of these out. So this one and this one, both of which gain a boost cube to their respective cards. So I'll place 1 here on my first aid kit and 1 on my character. The sentients appreciate the gesture, explaining that they were born of this volcano, and every day they spend some time trying to keep it alive. They show you how to craft the lava into new creations, and you realize that skill might be quite useful in solving a major problem. Gain item 1101 and quest 1695. Ooh, they're very friendly on this planet so far. So we found a beautiful lava accessory. Look at that. Very cool, going into my grid. It's worth 2. It doesn't have any when placed. However, lava interactions here, it's a good spot for a dice. Engage time actions will produce right here a boost on the card, and I may be able to craft it into an advanced item. We also found a quest, and I'm told to place this horizontally in my supply, so we'll pop it right here. The fire sentients are master builders. With proper instructions and time, they could build you a new spaceship from scratch. Ooh, a teach action. Have 3 tokens here as a result of performing the teach action in the presence of a fire sentient. If you do, I get to go to the Book of Secrets. Okay, that's exciting. I'm going to place one of my don't forget markers right next to it. Time to depart, and I'm planning to go east. Rolling 1 challenge die. It is a time. Unfortunately, I have nowhere good to place that on my card, so I will spend 1 time. Ooh, this is an interesting location. For the first time, we see an immediate effect to lose time. Ignore any further loss of time on this location. So I lose another. We're dangerously close to losing too much time. A sentient beckons to you, not looking up from their book. Hello, old friend. You won't remember, but I'm so sorry to have caught you in this time loop. Perhaps we will finally escape together. You may perform multiple different actions here. Ooh, exciting. Well, I think I should ask. Let's start with that. 439, and it's the orange book. A cost of 2, ask the sentient what they're doing. So I don't have the skills to add. It's just going to be 2. And you'll see we've only got 1 die left in the challenge pool. So I actually get to pull everything back. We roll the 2 dice. This one comes back, and this one goes into the penalty box. The sentient sighs as if they've answered this question before. As I've told you, please align the time stones on the cover of this book to break the cycle. Look at the book to solve the puzzle. Gain 1 boost and 1 look. There's a puzzle. Gaining a boost, gaining a look. A look. As I've told you, please align the time stones on the cover of this book to break the cycle. Well, I have absolutely no idea how to align. I don't see any time stones, and I don't see anything really to align this with. Oh, maybe like that. Does that look aligned to you? Okay, that does look kind of aligned for me. There is a solve action that we could try if I grabbed the purple book. So purple 439. This feels like an escape room. What I'm learning from this game, just from the few playthroughs I've done so far, is there are so many mini games or different other types of games within the game that you can come across. It's really fun. So solve 439. 439, cost of 1, solve the artifact puzzle. Cost of 1. And as I'm quite low on time, I don't have to worry about time in this location. I think I will just roll. It's a star. So I will lose 1 morale. I'm instructed to find card 802. I need to roll and place 2 skill dice on each of the circles, and I have 6 time tokens. Okay, folks, so I have to solve this puzzle. 2 skill dice randomly placed in each circle, 6 time tokens. I spend a time to pick up everything from a circle and drop them off, but I can skip if we already only have 1 set of skills in a circle. So let's go for this. I'm going to pick up these 2 for this cost of 1. I'm going to drop this one off here and this one here. Then I'm going to spend another one that allows me to pick up these 2. I will skip this one. I'm going to place 1 in here and 1 in here. I'll spend a third to place 1 here, 1 here, 1 in here. My 4th, I place 1 in here, 1 in here, one in here and one in here. My fifth to place one here and one here. And my final one, I place the red, the yellow, the green, I skip, and I get the orange. Okay, so they're all organized now by the skill type. Let's see what that means. I get to look in the Book of Secrets. Just gonna peek. I'll tell you what I find. So, succeed if all dice of each type are in their own circle. We did. So we lose card 802 and gain the Tomb of Time, item 1004. Here is the Tomb of Time, an artifact for our grid. Popping that one up here. And you'll notice there is a when placed, gain a boost per sand card, and that is a sand card, so we gain 1. And I can go to an adjacent location of my choice. So it's now giving me the numbers. I think we'll go north, 440. Here is location 440. There is an immediate action here. I suffer 1 heat damage, so I'm going to lose 1 health. Let's pause a second to take a peek at the cards that we've got in our grid versus our mission, because the goal of the mission is to amass a priceless collection. So I need cards of at least 30 value in my grid, but the Tomb of Time is worth 20, so that is actually huge for us. 20 plus 2, 4, 6. That's 26. We only need a value of 4 more to succeed at that mission. Very exciting. But more than that, the Tomb of Time, I can spend a cube and then a player rolls 3 skill dice. If all results are different, the player gains 1 time. Now you'll notice I'm very, very short on time here. So I think the first thing I should do actually is this card action. So I'm going to spend that 1 cube, rolling 3 skill dice. And actually we did get all 3 skills are different, so I'm going to gain 1 time back up to 2. Unfortunately, I haven't spotted any more runes on my travels for this quest card. Now over here we do have some fire sentients at this location, but there is no teach action. So I think what we should do, let's talk to them again. They've been very friendly so far. So I'm going to ask for 40. It's a cost of 3 to ask a nearby sentient what the animals are doing. Unfortunately, I don't have any skill tokens to help me. We got 2 null results and 1 morale. I think we'll place the morale right here on my lava chingadara. These 2 go into the penalty box. A fire sentient is happy to share that these lava flies are forging rune casters, devices designed to spread the power of runes throughout the world. They explain that lava flies aren't inherently creative, but if you assign them a repetitive task with the reward of food, they will complete it. Gain 2 boost or pay 1 boost to continue. Okay, well, I've actually got a few boosts, so I'm going to pay a boost, and that allows me to continue, which actually means I can perform another action on this card. And they mentioned food, so I think I'll try the feed action. I've actually got quite a decent skill set to hold dice for that. So let's feed 440. Ooh, it's a cost of 5. Feed the animals in the hopes they will forge something for you. 5. Oh boy. Well, I've got 5 dice right here, so they'll come back to me. Fingers crossed. We've got 3 health, 1 morale, and 1 null. So let's place 1 here, 1 heart. Going to place a second one here, gaining a boost on my first aid kit. Another one here, gaining a boost on my character card. Losing 1 morale and placing this other one in the penalty box. So we've now used all of our challenge dice. If you have flora or food, let the animal nibble on part of it. We do have flora. We've got the die rows right here. So they're gonna nibble on a little bit of that. Then gain Destiny 1607. Here is my Destiny card to build a new ship. So that goes out into the middle board. Again, I'm not seeing any runes on this card, no opportunity to teach, time to travel. So I think we'll go east again to 280. I need to pull my dice back and roll 1 to depart. No, perfect. Here is location 280. And you can see in the red cloak, we have our little traveler friend talking to us. This sand sentient elder experiences time differently than we do. They know the past, present, and future of the surrounding area. Sounds like a good time to listen to me. So listen 280 in the Look storybook. It's a cost of 3 to listen to the sentience wisdom. That sounds like a bargain to me. I'm grabbing 3 dice. I have skill tokens. It might be a good idea to use, let's use one of them to bring that down by 1. So just rolling 2. We have a heart and a null. So I'll pop that up here. And notice it is a sand. So I'm going to pop that here. I have that icon and that's going to generate a boost for my artifact. Pop that on the card. The sentient advises you to explore the desert to the east if you're looking for a crystal that will improve your ability to help and create. You sense there is something else they want to say, but they trail off. Gain 1 boost and continue. So I'm gaining a boost and that's actually filling up my capacity to hold boost. So it might be a good time to just spend 2 here and spend those 2 and gain myself a skill for movement. They said I could ask, and so let's do so. They said I could continue anyway, and there's more to say. So how about we ask? It's a cost of 4 to ask the sentient about the surrounding area. Okay, well, we don't have any skills to help us. Let's roll these 4 and see what we find. 2 nulls, a setback, and life. I can place my heart right here, and then these 2 go up here. This one comes here. The sentient shares how the sand sentients once occupied the monolithic buildings to the south, but they now prefer to live outside with few material attachments. Gain 2 boost. So I'm back up at maximum boost again. Yeah, I'm going to spend those 2 straight away to keep a little room and gain another movement skill. But I'm so close to completing my mission. I think the next thing I'll do is a card action. And this one, I'm going to do some research. So it's card 1583 in the purple book. It's a cost of 2 to research how you can complete the mission. And I can only do this once per game. So 2 purple. I'm going to spend 1. So I'm only using 1 dice. It is a morale. I don't have anywhere I can place it, so I'm going to go ahead and lose 1 morale. Ooh, getting a little close. You fancy yourselves enterprising adventurers, traveling the galaxy to find the rarest of treasures, animals, and vehicles. Gain the map of treasure, 1260. Here's our map of treasure. Is this going to help me get rich? Now, when placed, gain 1 boost per adjacent card. So I'm going to place it up here. Adjacency is not diagonal, so I'm going to gain 2 boost. It does give me a couple of extra spots here, and I can spend 2 to get a movement skill, but I can also spend 1 to view page 17 of the book of Vantages until the end of this turn. So that might help me figure out where the treasures are. We only need 1 more. I tell you what, first of all, I'd quite like to go and see the big buildings that he was talking about in the south. So I'm going to travel south. It's a star icon. So instead we look in the Depart book for location 280 south. It's A difficulty of 3 to trudge south across the desert. I'm going to spend my 2 movement tokens, so I'm only rolling 1 dice. That goes back into my pool with no cost. As you walk into the open desert and toward the towering spires to the south, the elder sand sentient nods knowingly, as if they already know your future. Go to 275. Here's 275. A radiant lotus seems to have no problem growing in the middle of the desert. I can scale the building, I can smell the flower, I can ask about the flower, brew something with the flower, consume it, or pluck it. Well, I think I'm going to spend another 2 of my boost tokens to gain 1 more skill for movement. And then I'm going to scale and see what we can see. Oh boy, scale the ancient towers. It's a challenge of 5. Whew. So we'll definitely spend 1. We're going to need to return all of the dice back to the pool so I can pull 4 dice. I'm going to place my heart here. This one here, gaining a boost. So we're now full on the map of treasure. I'm worse off for time, so I'll place that one here and lose 1 health. Not to forget, I can also use my boost tokens to re-roll dice, but I'm saving that until I get into a little bit more trouble. The view at the top of the old structure gives you a new perspective of the severe beauty of this corner of the world. View page 38 in the Book of Vantages and gain 2 boost. Okay, folks, so I'm not going to show you what I can see in the Book of Vantages. I will leave that up to you. What I will say is it's giving me a bit of a bird's eye view. It's kind of amazing. And so I'm trying to figure out where I am and which direction I would like to go. And I think north is looking pretty interesting. So I say, let's go forward. So we're going to be in the Depart book, 275. So north 275 is difficulty of 3 to trudge north across the desert. Doing a lot of trudging. Difficulty 3. And I think I will spend these 2 boosts to gain a skill token and spend it right away. So I'm just rolling 2. So it's going to cost me 1 more health. Ooh, getting into trouble over here. You walk through the sands of the still desert until you come upon a sand sentient who seems to have been expecting you. Go to 280. This is so exciting. So here's 280, and if you recall, we've actually been to this card before, I believe. So this time I'm going to go in a different direction. So I'm going north, scale north up the sheer wall. It's a difficulty of 6. So we're pulling all the dice back, making it as hard as I can on myself. I'm so close to finishing this. Just need someone to give me something. So all the dice come back and we're rolling 6. So this goes back into the pool. This one didn't do anything. I can place my heart here. This one is here. This one can come here. So we might lose 1 time, but I think to be careful, I'm going to re-roll. I'm going to spend 1 boost to re-roll this die. And it's a null. Okay, so that actually didn't cost us anything. As you walk toward the base of the imposing wall, the elder sand sentient nods knowingly, as if they have already foreseen your future. Go to 285 and gain 1 morale. Yay! Ooh, look what we found. I'm amazed that such a large part of your spaceship remained in one piece after crashing here in the desert, right at the top of the wall just to the south. So we can squeeze, we can search, link, repair, salvage, or cleave. Well, I feel like we should search. Maybe we'll find something good. Let's search. So it's a cost of 2 to search the wreckage. Both nulls. Perfect. You find a tight gap in the wreckage that you might be able to squeeze through. It's surprising that, despite the plummet from outer space, this part of the ship seems operational. Gain 1 boost and Destiny 1605. You may continue. Gaining another boost and another Destiny. So you can have multiple Destinies, multiple missions. Multiple ways to win, although I don't know if you even need to win this game, it sucks you right in. You can win by completing a mission, you can win by completing a destiny, or you can complete a mission, keep going, complete a destiny, and then you are epic. We're not ready for that. So I get to continue though, so I can do something else here. I think I should salvage, see if we can get anything from this ship. So it's a cost of 2 to salvage spare parts from the wreckage. I'm being careful, so I will use this skill token and just roll 1. It's a null die. I gain either some metal scraps or a circuit board. So we find the circuit board. It's worth 1. And put that in the grid. We are 1 away from completing our mission. And so I think for my next action, I should perform a card action and try and craft this into something more advanced. So it's a craft with a difficulty of 2. So we'll roll the 2 dice. And I'm actually going to place both of them because each will give me a boost. So replace this with a circuit Nanny Nanny 1098. Here we have the upgraded item, replacing the circuitry, and guess what folks, it is worth 2. So if we check again, we've got 20, 22, 30, 32, 38, 40 worth in our grid. So I'm well beyond, in fact, I completely miscounted because I didn't notice the map was worth 8. We're well beyond completing our mission up here. So I think it might be time to read from the Book of Secrets 1583. And again, no spoilers from the book, but it's giving me the option to continue for an epic victory by continuing through my destiny, or I can have a mission victory and stop right here. And I think for today's playthrough, that's exactly what I'm going to do. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little taste. I already love this game. So I think at the moment, I'm just in that sort of phase where I'm craving these exploration games because they're really, really sucking me in. I could do this every day for a couple of hours quite happily, just wandering around. I love all these really cool items that you're finding and having a little chat with people. Do I want to dig up that flower? No, that seems mean. I'll do something else. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I know there's so much more to explore. So very happy that it's quick tear down, set up in 5 minutes. It's not a campaign, so it doesn't matter if I forget things. The rules are really straightforward, although this was not a rules teach, so if I did make mistakes, please let me know in the comments. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, do all the things. Bye.